Hello, it's lovely to be back with another devotion, and I wanted to share something which has been on my heart lately and how God has helped me deal with it. I'll start by reading from Psalms 30 from 11 to 12. You have turned my mourning into dancing. You have taken away my clothes of mourning and clothed me with joy, that I might sing praises to you and not be silent. O Lord, my God, I will give you thanks forever. It's not unusual for us to experience a whole range of emotions in our lives, and it's okay. It's okay to experience those emotions. And by that I mean, we can experience happiness, we can experience sadness, and at times we can feel lonely, and we can feel anger. Anger, it's okay to feel angry, but it's what we do with that. We can feel anxiety and fear, and even the emotions of surprise and mistrust and so on. And like I said, it's okay to have those emotions. The worry comes when we keep those sustained emotions, especially the unpleasant ones, for unnecessarily long time, because that can have an impact on our lives. It's a lot easier for us to not deal with the emotions, particularly the unpleasant ones. When you're feeling, I didn't talk about envy, when you're feeling maybe jealous of somebody else's progress or what they have and that you aspire to have, and sometimes we can get to that bit where we start resenting them. And that sort of emotion is something that we ought to deal with. And the same thing with mistrust. Where is that emotion coming from? What is it doing to us? And how can we deal with it? And the starting point is acknowledging that that is actually going on. And sometimes it's so much easier not to and just continue with life. But over time, that starts to have a negative impact on us. God invites us to check in with Him. He knows everything about us, every emotion that we're experiencing, every thought. He knows the number of hairs on our heads. So if we go to Him and just check in and say, Lord, here I come. This is how I'm feeling. What is going on? I want to overcome this. And God hears us. He hears us when we call to Him. I like how it talks about in the Psalm 139, Ye, O Lord, you have examined my heart, and you know everything about me. So nothing is hidden from God, and we can go confidently to Him, knowing that He'll listen. He's not going to be telling us off and shouting at us and saying, oh, look at you, why should you be feeling like this, or get over it. No, God hears us. He is compassionate and He is kind, and He understands our emotions. Again, Psalm 139 says, search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. And that's about openness. When we go to God, let's be open. Let's be open about the way things are. If we're really envious about somebody, let's talk to God about that. If we're really mistrusting or we feel lonely even among others, let's talk to God about that. And God, the Spirit of God, reveals things to us. And as He reveals those things, we ought to pay attention, because sometimes we have a part to play. And by that I mean, point out anything in me that offends you. That's in verse 24. And lead me along the path of everlasting life. So sometimes, because there is some wrong that we need to repent and make a U-turn and go back to where we ought to be. And other times it's something which perhaps maybe God has told us to really pursue something and we haven't done that. So again, go back to God and say, Lord, I'm sorry about this. I will be obedient, and then move on to the path of everlasting. And God does promise to turn our mourning into dancing, and He restores our joy. So next time we feel overwhelmed with some unpleasant emotions, let's turn to God. Let's check in. And when we do, we can be assured of comfort, we can be assured of understanding, and that we're going to a non-judgmental God who is there to help us. Be blessed.